Okay, so we're going to take a look at how to use DiSC Mobile along with DPS Mobile. DiSC Mobile is the main application. You'll see your driver itinerary. So we're going to go ahead and log in, and you'll see that. And we're just using a sample demo account right now. You probably won't see the do you want to clock in for the day option. Just depends on whether or not your company is using this. All right, so here's the generalized stop list. This is pretty much gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. You may have multiple days as we do here. And then if you're an owner-operator, you may be required to accept the load first before proceeding with it. So that's where we're going to begin, is with a pickup event on 9/6 here. And we'll go ahead and accept the load. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap on this event here. Or I should say this shipment. It's going to give you the option to reject or accept. We're going to go ahead and accept the load. And there'll be some terms and conditions you may have to agree to. So we'll go ahead and hit accept the load. Now, if you're a company driver, you won't have to do that. That's only for owner-operators. All right, so the left side of the screen shows us the itinerary, and the right side of the screen shows us the details. So we're currently looking at TMP number 846, so you can see that here, 846. And these are all the details. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click on the icon on the top left. If you're an Android user, you'll be familiar with what's called a hamburger icon. It's just these 3 stack lines on the top left. So I'll go ahead and tap that, and that brings up the main menu. From here, we can go ahead and tap Arrive. So you can see the other options are grayed out except for DPS. You can capture a DPS image, and that's what that's for. It's for capturing images, whether they be documents or damaged loads or vehicle conditions, tire conditions, whatever you want, you can capture. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and hit Arrive. And it's going to ask you to confirm if you're ready to arrive. And what that's going to do is record that time back into the Profit Tools system. So I'll hit yes. And now it's recorded that time. All right, so next up, and we're going to go fast forward through this. If you're obviously a driver in the field under a real scenario, there's going to be some time elapsing between the time you're actually hitting arrive, update, depart, etc. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the main menu, open that up again, and you'll see there's an additional option now, update. You'd fill that in, and again, that's going to be based upon the company and what fields they want you to update. So I'm going to go ahead and just make up a seal number here. And I'll go ahead and put in a pieces. Now, the ones that are starred, you'll notice that there's a few small stars next to pieces and weight, and those items are required. So seal number would not be required. Those would be required. The other thing, it's a nice feature, is if you have some paperwork with you and it has barcodes on it, you can just hit the barcode icon to scan the barcode and grab that information off the paperwork or wherever the barcode's located. I'm going to go ahead and just type in a number here. Just say 13,000 pounds, and I'll hit update. So that's going to write that data back into Profit Tools. And last but not least, we're ready to depart or get a signature or do a capture or DPS. So what I'm going to do at this point, we're just going to imagine that you're a driver, you're sitting in the field, you're waiting for the next thing to happen. Maybe you're in line for something or waiting for a container to become available or whatever. So you're not ready to depart yet, but you do have some paperwork that you want to scan in. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, to begin doing that, we're going to go ahead and press the DPS icon, which is this one here. I'm going to go ahead and tap on DPS. And that's going to bring up another split screen. And depending on the device you're using, whether it's a tablet or a phone, you might see a bit of a different view. If it's a phone, if you're an owner-operator using your own phone device, it might not give you the split screen view. It's just a single screen, and it will depend upon what you're what the size of the device is. So you may see just a single screen view rather than a split screen view. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a document. Now, the document types that are available to you, again, are going to be dependent on what the company has chosen. So right now I'm showing everything in the Profit Tools document list. That's what our demo is set up for. But you may open this up and there might only be 3 or 4 options there. Might be a bill of lading or an in-gate or an out-gate, something like that. So we're going to grab the whatever type. And the next thing I'm going to do is hit new document. Now, before you go and take the image, actually take the picture of the document, there's a couple things you need to know. When it comes to taking pictures, more light is better. So you want to be in as bright a condition as possible, especially on a tablet. Tablets rarely have a flash, which means they're not creating their own light. They're dependent on the ambient light. So the brighter the situation, the better. And that's going to allow the camera shutter to open quickly and close quickly and prevent it from being a blurry image. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to imagine that you're in your truck or you're outside in the sunlight and you just even put the document right on the pavement, whatever. Contrast is also a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the ground. It's actually just going to be on the floor of my office. So when I turn the camera on, you'll see the floor here. And then I'm going to take the picture and then we can review it. So here we go. Now I purposely shot kind of a crappy image here just to show you that if that happens to you, you can reshoot the image. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and reshoot the image. All right. So the result is a much clearer image now. And one of the things you'll notice is that when I shot the image, I didn't hold the camera up really close to it. I actually held the camera further away. If you rewind this video, you'll see that I had the image inside the 4 corners. You want to make sure you do that. So actually being closer to the image is not better. So a little further away is better. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit crop. And that's all you have to do. It automatically located the corners and it's going to crop it and convert it all in one step. So for devices without a flash, they're automatically going to get converted to grayscale. So you can see here, the image is nice and clear. And it's converted to grayscale automatically, so you don't even have to think about it. If you want to optimize it further, just hit the optimize button and you can pick other filters. So your choices are black and white. You can also adjust the contrast and the brightness. So if you feel the image is too dark or it needs more contrast, just pick the option you want. So if I wanted to increase the contrast, I can just hit adjust contrast and then tap on the contrast button and that'll increase the contrast. Now, if I want to go back to an unfiltered image, I can just hit no filter and that'll show you the original raw image unchanged. So that's exactly what it looked like out of the camera. There's also a black and white option. So there you go. That's what the black and white option looks like. Now, when there's the reason it converted automatically to a grayscale image was because for devices without a flash, black and white, if I zoom in here, it tends to lose too much detail. So it looks not as good as the grayscale option. So as long as you're happy with the automatic conversion, then you don't even have to think about it. So all we did was hit crop. It converted it to grayscale, which I'm redoing right now. It's going to convert it back to grayscale. So that was the original result, and it's probably just fine. So that's it. So literally took the picture, hit crop. It did this all automatically for you. And all we have to do is just hit save in the top right corner, or if you have multiple pages, you can hit add page. But in this case, we're just going to hit save. And there we have it. There's your document. It's the whatever type. Now, if it was a bill of lading or an in-gate or an out-gate, it would say in-gate or out-gate, and then the TMP number. I'm going to go ahead and check the box, and then I'll hit send. And that's it. Now you can see it actually says created, has a date and a time, and then it has an uploaded date and time. So that's all there is to it. The document is now successfully uploaded into Profit Tools, and you can proceed with your departure. Let's go back to the home screen. So again, you'd probably be spending some time doing whatever. We'll pretend that the time has elapsed. I'm going to go ahead and get the signature since this shipment's requiring a signature. So I'm going to tap on it, open it back up. I'm going to do, now at this point you can either hit depart or just go directly to sign. If you go directly to sign, it's going to automatically depart you. So it's going to say, are you sure you're ready to depart? I'm going to say yes. And now you'll notice it turns red, just to remind you to get that signature. Here we are at the signature screen. So you're just going to scroll down on the right. If you have any notes or comments, you can put those in. There's the legalese. And then you can put in any additional information like an email address, etc. So you don't have to include an email address, but if the person signing for it there wants to receive a copy of this, they can go ahead and type in their email address. Also, you can set up email templates, which will automatically send the email copy to the customer, but that is done at the administrative end, not at the driver end. So I'll just go ahead and put in my own email address. And now you'll have an opportunity to sign, or whoever's receiving it would sign, and then save. And it's going to ask you to confirm all the information. I'll hit yes. And that's it. So that is receiving a shipment start to finish. If you need to go back and see the information for that shipment at any point, up top, you'll notice that it says pending and then all. If I tap on all, everything that's in dark gray is already completed. So you can see that this one here, the pickup at Ethiopian Airlines, it's already captured. So we know that we've successfully got the document. If I tap on it to view the details and open the main menu, you'll see that I can get back to DPS here. And there's the document that we captured earlier. Now, you can go back and add additional pages. So let's say you got some additional paperwork that you needed to add to this. I can tap back on that document. It's going to bring it back up. And you can see at the bottom, it says add page. So I'm going to go ahead and just pretend that I've got another document here to add to another page. And I'll capture another image. Except this time, I'm not going to take you through any of the adjustments. I'm just going to go ahead, snap the picture, crop it, and save it. So it'll be nice and quick. So now I'm just going to go ahead and crop. And again, I should point out that I can move the crop handles. So I can just click and drag. Now the algorithm's pretty intelligent and usually does a very good job of identifying the corners as long as there's some bit of contrast. But you can adjust those corners. So it selected it perfectly. I'm just going to go ahead and hit crop again. It's going to deskew it, crop it all in one step, and convert it to grayscale. All right, so there we have it. So it's a perfect looking image. If I zoom in, you'll see it's nice and clear. All right, so that's a pretty good image. And I'm going to go ahead and just hit save, top right. All right, and there we have it. So now you can see that it says current document, whatever, pages 2. So instead of 1 page, now we've added a second page. Now, of course, we've already uploaded it previously, and we want to resend this image. So what you do to resend it is I'm just going to long press. So I'm going to press and hold on the document, and it's going to give you a new actions menu. And one of the options is to resend. So I'm going to resend that. And it's just basically re-uploading the file, and instead of 2:49 p.m., it's now going to show 2:55:33. So now we know we've updated that image successfully, and that is it. Go back to the main menu, hit my home button, and I'm back out to the main screen. All right, there's one final thing I do want to show you, and that's I'm going to log in and show your drivers how to do just a capture. A capture is basically the same thing as when they press sign, but occasionally you're going to get somewhere, your driver's going to get somewhere where the person at the dock refuses to sign a digital screen or refuses to sign the device, and they want to sign a physical piece of paper. So in those scenarios, that's fine. You can still do a POD, proof of delivery, by hitting capture, and you're going to still gain the benefits of that instant proof of delivery, where it's emailing that customer based upon those email templates. If they were just to do it through the DPS mode, in fact, you won't even see POD listed in the menu of choices. The reason is because we want you to use the capture so that it does take advantage of those emails. All right, so I'm going to also log in here now, and there's an option here. It says force portrait mode, so I'm going to turn that back on. And this, just in case your drivers ever accidentally hit that, or this is also going to show the view that people using phones. So if your owner operators are using their own phone device, this is how it's going to appear. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And you're going to see, again, I don't want to clock in for the day. Hit no. You're going to see that the device is in a single screen view. So this, I referenced the single screen view before. This is what it looks like. So here we have the drop, and now we have a deliver. So we can go ahead and do the deliver. And we'll go ahead and we'll just zip right through this. I'm going to arrive. Are you sure you're ready to arrive? Yes. I'm going to open up the main menu again, hitting that hamburger icon in the top left. So the update's already done because we updated the data in the first event for this TMP number. So all I have to do is either hit depart or hit sign or capture. And if I hit sign or capture, it's going to ask me if I'm ready to depart. So I'll go ahead, and this time I'm just going to hit capture. And it's going to say capture mode now enabled. So right down here in the bottom left-hand corner, I'm going to hit next. And it's going to say, are you sure you're ready? You know, have you verified the details? I'll say yes. And are you sure you're ready to depart? Yes. All right. So again, like I said, this is the exact same process as getting a signature on the screen. In fact, it looks very similar, but instead of down here in the bottom, instead of there being a box to sign, so that where I normally, in the last part of the video, I signed my initials, instead of there being a signature box, there's an add POD box. So that is if the driver hands them a physical document, they sign that, now the driver wants to take the picture of that POD and have that uploaded into the system and automatically emailed to the site based upon those site templates. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. Just going to go ahead and put in my own email address here. And I'll say received by me. And now when I hit add POD, it's going to fire up my camera, and we're going to go through that same process. So again, I'm going to want to, in a minute here, you're going to see the camera turn on. When you're looking through the camera, I'm going to take note of the fact that I'm actually moving the device away from the document. You'll see that there's 4 corners, red corners, and I'm going to get the document completely inside that, well inside that. So I'm not trying to get it real close to the edge. I'm actually going to have it well contained. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. All right. So there we have it. The image has been captured, and that's literally just on the carpet in my office. And I'm going to go ahead, and it looks pretty clear to me, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit crop. Again, it's already found the four corners automatically. If it didn't, again, you can drag those red handles around, put them at the corner of your document. So it's just going to quickly process it. It's not only going to crop it, but it's going to de-skew it, and it's going to enhance it all in one step. So again, I took the picture, I hit the crop button, I'm finished. That's it. That's all there is to it. So there is the completed image. And if you're not satisfied with that, you can hit undo and recapture the image and shoot it again. So you may have to move into a brighter light if you look and think, oh, you know what, this is too dark, whatever. Or you can also optimize it again. You can hit optimize and adjust the brightness, the contrast, etc. So that's up to you. So I'm just going to hit save. Now it's going to close out of DPS and back to DiSC Mobile. And here it goes. And now you'll see that it says DPS documents POD 846 because that's the TMP number that we're on. And all I have to do is hit save. And it's asking me for confirmation. I'll hit yes. And that's it. So now you're essentially gaining the best of both worlds. You've had the delivery site where they refused to sign the screen. They wanted to sign the paper, so that's fine. We let them sign the paper, but we didn't lose anything. We're still able to capture that document and have it immediately delivered back into Profit Tools, as well as a copy of that is sent directly to the site. So still the exact same benefits of signing the screen if we had done sign, but instead we did the capture option. And now you can see that arrive, update, depart, sign, and capture are all checked off. And the reason both sign and capture are checked off is because you can only do one or the other. So if you do a capture, like I said, it's exactly the same thing as if you did sign, but instead of physically signing the screen, they signed a physical document and you just took a picture of it. So that is it. We'll go ahead and hit the home icon. You can also hit your device's back button to get back to the screen. And here we have it. Again, I'll hit the all. And this shows you all the previous stops, all the previous shipment information. So as always, in the future, if you or your drivers do have any questions, you know where to find us.